Good morning from the Pacific Northwest of America. Look at how awesome this place is. We're in the rainforest and I am working on a top secret project mission with 4 landscape photographer YouTubers, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to ask them if starting a photography YouTube channel is worth it in 2020. And that all starts right now. Let's go. Alright, I must mention that the top secret mission cannot be named. Thou which shall not be named shall not be mentioned. As much as I would love to give away some more insights and info onto what we're doing here, that is going to be for another time in another place and something to look forward to for you guys off in the future. So enough about that. Let's jump back into the video and get some insights into photography YouTube channels in 2020 from Mr. Hardcastle Page and the rest of the crew. In this video, I'm trying to get your opinion on whether you think it's a good idea for somebody to start a photography YouTube channel in 2020.
Absolutely, yeah. But I guess you've got to ask yourself the reason why. But you know, depending on why it is that you want to do that, I would say, yeah, absolutely start a photography YouTube channel. It's what I did.
It's what started in 2019.
Yeah, it's what all of us did. But I mean, like, I guess the question is 2020, right? Like, why do it now when everybody else is doing it, right? But I think if you've got something to offer, like I think if you've got a new perspective on things, whether it's your photography or whether it's the vlogging style or the subject matter that you do. For example, like if someone lived in New Zealand or Australia, totally different to what we're used to, I'd love to see that kind of vlog. So I don't think there's any reason why not. I would say the only reason why you shouldn't do it is if you're crap. You know, if you've got absolutely zero skill and your photography is absolutely atrocious, perhaps don't do it. But it depends. Like if you were a total beginner, you could do it and you could be like honest about it, like, well, my stuff's kind of crap now, but follow me along on my journey, and then people get to see you develop. So even then, even if you're crap, I guess there's no reason why you shouldn't.
Mr. Page, I want to interrupt for a moment just to get your thoughts for the vlog here. I'm doing kind of a different take on our whole top secret mission that we can't mention the name of.
Yeah.
So, right. What do you think it's worth starting a photography YouTube channel in 2020?
It's always worth like getting started with one. I think starting one is the hardest point usually. Like, you know, you feel a little self-conscious. You're like, I don't know if anybody wants to listen to me. I know that's how I felt when I first started, but dude, YouTube just brings so many possibilities. It opens so many doors. Like, I wouldn't get to do what I do without YouTube. But, you know, the cool thing about a YouTube channel and doing videos is that everybody's going to produce different content. That's the good stuff. That's why it's different. What is cool to me, or like what I think makes a good channel, is the fact that it's like when people like inject their own personality to it, right? You know, so the more like someone else you are, the more boring you're gonna be. You just look like a copycat. But when you actually put your own personality in your videos and allow your personality, you know, to fill your videos, show your personality, that's what's gonna make your channel different. Because most likely your personality is completely different than somebody else's.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty normal. I'm really like a
well, just be normal, man. Just be normal, because there's a lot of normal people that'll relate with you. But you know, that allowing your personality to shine through is really what makes channels different. You know, that's why Thomas Heaton is so popular. That's why, you know, people like Gavin Hardcastle, they have popular channels because they're, you know, they allow their personality to shine through, and it makes their channel different. And what's cool about that for me is that I end up attracting people to me that are like me, so I end up getting along with them all because we're all laid back chubby guys. And it's just cool when you can allow your personality to be reflected in your videos, and that's going to make your channel different than other people's.
So it's definitely worth starting a channel in 2020.
Always worth it. And once I dodge and burn that, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Hey, you had to hike far to get this
Yeah,
photo.
I know. This is the way I like to hike.
It's been an arduous day, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I probably had to walk a solid 5 steps.
That's not even 5 steps, man. That's like maybe 3 steps.
Well, I take little steps. Don't judge a man from the size of his feet.
For photography,
Yeah.
I think so. Especially if you're just starting a business in photography. Like when I started my photography business, the workshops and such, I was having a lot of trouble selling those workshops through other social media sites like Instagram, Facebook, and so on. So I decided to start up YouTube, and it just took off. It was much easier because you're showing people your skill set. Now, if you're just starting out at the very beginning and you don't know anything about photography, then that might be a bit tricky. You'd have to rely more on perhaps relying on a community that kind of follows along on your, what would you call it? I don't know, as you learn, they learn along with you, if that makes sense. But no, I think it's a great resource to start up. Now, there are a lot of photographers, but it also depends on what kind of photography you're thinking of. Landscape, I don't know. I think definitely women, if there were more women doing landscape photography channels, and probably younger people, in their early 20s and up a bit. I think that would probably work really well. Character helps. I don't really have a lot of character, but what I do have is a lot of experience, so that's helped me quite a bit. A couple of things I forgot to say. One thing I would highly recommend is, if you are just starting out, is just to be yourself as well. Because I see quite a few people on YouTube where they try to be all gung-ho, and that's great if that's your character, but I think it's much harder to try and fake this persona that isn't really you. Just be yourself, and it comes across much better, I think, to the audience. And if you're doing it honestly, it definitely comes across better. I would also recommend that you not do it for the money, the YouTube thing. Some people are very successful at YouTube and they've done really well, but that's a very small minority. I think overall you're better off to have a different business model and just use YouTube to promote that business model. And then if you happen to take off with YouTube, then great, you can change your business model as you go along. But just to rely on YouTube as a source of income, I think it's a big mistake. All right, that's it.
You done now?
Yeah, I'm done. Until I think of something else.
All right, Tom, you're last.
Yes.
Last but not least, outside of the Pelican Pub and Brewery.
I was getting worried.
About what?
You'd interviewed everyone else and you didn't even mention it to me. I thought, oh.
Until the very last day.
Until like 10 minutes ago.
Do you think it's worth it starting a YouTube photography channel this year, 2020?
Yeah.
Why?
We did. It's definitely worth starting a YouTube channel in 2020 for photography, because if nothing else, it encourages you to get out and go to new places because you need to create new content. It's a great way of showcasing your images, and not just showing an image, but showing an entire story behind an image. The one thing I would say is, if you want to get traction, especially in 2020, not like when I started like 4 years ago, and it was pretty easy to get traction because it wasn't a very saturated workplace back then. It wasn't a very saturated platform, but now it's incredibly saturated. So the way to stand out and succeed is just to do something different and unique, and something that's unique to you, and let your personality shine through. I would say don't play the algorithm and do like top 5 tip videos and be this kind of robot. I just think if you put yourself out there and be unique and true to who you are, and showcase your best work and your worst work as well, it's not always about being the best, then people will start to follow and engage. It takes time, but it's definitely worth it. YouTube is growing and growing and growing, and 2020 is going to be a big year.
And there we have it, 4 different insights from YouTube photography, landscape photography YouTubers. Terrible. I'm totally getting lost because it's late. It's Saturday night. We're getting rained on in the Pacific Northwest, and I wanted to try and wrap up this video to say thanks for watching. I hope that you found this interesting. I know a lot of you watching this video probably watch Gavin and Adam and Nick and Tom, so it's cool to share their thoughts and opinions on a relatively serious topic here on my channel. And if you are starting a YouTube channel or you're thinking about it, obviously the overwhelming answer is go for it. Like, it seems maybe intimidating to like start consistently creating, but if you really do want to start making videos and start sort of putting a focus on your photography and sharing your images, then YouTube is a really good platform to do that. And for me personally, it's a creative outlet. It's a chance for me to stay creative and to always be brainstorming new ideas for ways that I can string a story together and learn new things about how to operate the camera, how to do different filmmaking techniques, and like even post-processing with editing and video editing, and of course photography. There's just so much to learn, you know, and the internet is such a great resource, and YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet next to Google. So I think that it's just such a good opportunity to create whatever it is you want to create. It doesn't even need to be photography. You can make videos about whatever you want, but it's that the whole idea is that creative outlet, a place for you to share your work, connect with a community of like-minded people, and explore, you know, different parts of education, entertainment, and creating value. And that's what it's all about. So you got to have the passion and the purpose to follow those dreams, I guess. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't be about fame or fortune because it's such a saturated environment and market. It's more about creativity and passion and doing what you love. So that's it. I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and stay tuned because I will try to get a couple more videos out from this top secret mission without actually giving away what we're doing. So I gotta figure that one out on the next video, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and good night.